it is impossible to just go in and freeze a forehead for $100. It just is. I mean, you have to put, if you're just sprinkling it in
and
there.
if you're going to do it on one side, please do it on the other. Heather won't let you leave with just one side done. Hey guys, welcome back to the AA Skin Babes pod. I'm your host, Lena, licensed esthetician, and today I have Heather.
Heather Taylor, nurse injector.
Whoa, Kristin? I almost forgot my mom's name.
Kristin Sandborn, and I'm a licensed esthetician.
And we also have Erik with us.
I'm Erik Sandborn, and I'm a licensed massage therapist.
And today we're going to kind of throw everything at you. We get a lot of questions.
We do.
I don't even want to know. Like, I'm not even saying these are questions. These are random statements that just make us scratch our heads sometimes. And it got us thinking that there's a lot of questions about skin and everything else. So why don't we just talk about all these? Now, we're not going to say whose treatment room these comments and questions came out of because we're not going to call anyone out. But these are things that we have actually heard, and we're going to address some of them. This one is kind of my favorite because I do get this a lot. We all spray tan. Well, you know.
I don't.
You get spray tan.
We spray tan, Erik.
I don't actually.
But you don't.
Don't put me on the spot.
She knew I was about to have a problem with her. You should have just said yes.
I mean, yes, I spray tan all the time. It's not from being out in the sun.
But I've heard this. I'm going to spray tan. I'm going on a vacation. So I'm spray tanning so I can get a base tan.
Yeah, spray tanning every day to get a base tan for the next 2 weeks.
So let's get this exact comment was heard by Kristin.
Yes.
If anyone wants to know that one.
Well, first of all, we need to know how a spray tan works and then why that statement isn't true. A spray tan is nothing like a natural tan.
No UV rays.
No UV rays. So you're not going to get darker and darker by doing a spray tan. A spray tan is actually a clear solution that we spray on the skin. It tricks the skin into releasing your own melanin. And so, and it's only in the outer layers of the skin. When you get a sunburn or a suntan, you're looking at the melanin release at the bottom layers of the tan. That's why your spray tan is only going to last a week. If you continue to spray yourself every single day, it's not going to get darker. It's going to just be the same color.
Or it might orange up.
But it's probably going to orange up. And then you're going to have a lot of residue. And the residue isn't going to be able to come off. So just don't do it.
But also spray tan is not SPF.
No, a spray tan is not SPF.
It will not protect you from the sun.
No.
So make sure that if regular clients come in usually every 2 weeks. 2 weeks is a good span for doing your spray tans. And by that time, the old spray tan has pretty much been exfoliated off and we're ready to put on a new one. And you can always use little things like, I like Jergens lotion that has the glow, or some type of lotion that has a little bit of color to it, and you can, or like kind of like an at-home spray tan, and that'll help to extend your spray tan. But don't do it every day. Otherwise, remember the episode of Friends.
Oh.
That's what you're going to look like. You're going to be like an orange
Ross.
Oompa Loompa.
It has bright white teeth.
Yes.
It is.
That's what's going to happen.
But if you are going to go, your spray tan is not going to protect you from the sun. Your spray tan also does not contain any SPF, so wear your sunscreen. Next is, I love this one. I had a facial a year ago, but it didn't hold. I love this one.
Lena, do you want to take this one? Or do you want me to?
Honestly, we'll just jump in here because there's a lot of things to say about this.
The lifespan of a facial is going to be
About 4
usually
weeks.
4 to 6 weeks. So our skin will totally rejuvenate itself with brand new skin cells every 4 to 6 weeks. So that's as long as your facial is going to hold. What's going to be this deciding thing here is how your home care is. If you've got good home care, then you're going to be able to extend that facial out. It's like jump starting your facial is going to start your journey, but then you're going to have to also redo it every 4 to 6 weeks in order to maintain those results. So one facial isn't going to do it. And a lot of times when you're treating things like hyperpigmentation, melasma, acne, you're going to have to do those facials closer together because we're removing different layers of the skin.
I had one facial and I didn't see anything. That one is, I love all of my clients. But it took 20, 30 years to cause all this damage. You can't
fix it
in one treatment. And then also with that is we see you 1 day a week or 1 day a month. So the rest of the time is on you. And I think I'm a broken record with this one. I've said this in several episodes now. Is I may see you 1 day a month, but the rest of the month is going to all depend on what you're doing.
And it's going to be the home care. And it's being consistent. Just because you buy a professional product, it's expensive. We know the higher grade the product, the more money it's going to cost you. But if you're just using that every now and then to be conservative, you're doing yourself no good. It's like a prescription, your doctor prescribing you a medication and you decide to take it once a week instead of twice a day, like you said. It's not going to do any good. So that's something that's important is pay attention to how you're supposed to apply it and apply it accordingly. And then that's when in 90 days you're going to start seeing a difference in your skin.
Yes.
I agree.
And this is now this one we haven't hit quite yet, but I think it really needs to be on an episode of. This is not something someone says, but this happens all the time. They call to cancel 2-hour appointments 30 minutes ahead of their.
And we have
this time.
We have several appointments that are 2 hours long, eyelash extension. Some of our model calls where we're training some new estheticians, some of these appointments are long. And when you call in and you cancel 30 minutes because your plans have changed, then that is a professional that's going to be sitting around for 2 hours. It's going to be really hard to fill.
I have a wait list. So if you would give me a good 24 hours, I could get that filled, and I can see someone who is now waiting for me to have an opening at some point in time. Yes. So then that's not a big deal. But it's also that's my income.
Yes.
That one or the 1 or 2 hour appointment there is I don't get paid for that. So I'm sitting there, and I already have your product out and ready. If you're calling 30 minutes before your appointment, I have your product out. I have everything ready, and then that's not going to be able to be used now.
Yeah. And with Lena and I, we are both booked out. Usually 2 weeks
now.
I can usually, if I need to, I can squeeze somebody in, but I'm usually booked out about 2 weeks. Yeah. And so we have a waiting list with people sitting there waiting to get in with us. And if you cancel right before your appointment, then they have no time to be able to organize their time and be able to.
But that is why there is a cancellation fee, and I normally do a 3-strike. Process, which isn't that first time. I understand maybe some, and if there is like a legit something happened, I am not going to charge you for that. I'm not. I'm very understanding, but most of the time,
that's like that lady that showed up driving her husband to the hospital, and she was going to pay the fee, and it's like, what do you do?
If there's an emergency,
we're not going to do that.
No, I'm not going to charge anyone. But if it's I slept in, I forgot. Because we send out reminder texts every 24 hours you get 3 or 4 of them before your appointment.
Yeah.
So don't opt out of our text.
There is no I forgot.
Right.
And if that's the case, I'm sorry, I'll let you go the first time. The second time I charge you $25. But if that happens a third time in a row, I'm going to charge you the 50%.
Yeah.
I'm going to send it to you because, that's 3 times now that someone else could have that spot that's been waiting for me,
So just be courteous. Be courteous to your nail tech, to your hairstylist, to your doctor's office, to your, just to your massage therapist.
But we're also very understanding.
We are very
understanding. We're all parents. We all know things come up, and we all
And you can talk
working.
Erik into, you can give him your reason, and Mr. Erik's pretty forgiving.
I say,
most of the time,
as a mom,
okay,
things get crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. This one, this one opens a can of worms sometimes. My dermatologist put me on Accutane or like a Tretinoin or an antibiotic, or I want to book an acne facial with, and our acne facials are chemical peels. You want me to take this one? If your dermatologist puts you on Accutane, I can't touch you for a year after you finish it. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Once you finish your prescription of Accutane, you still have another 6 months to a year before I can do a chemical peel on you.
And that's because the structures of the skin has changed. And same thing.
The potency of the medication.
Yes, tretinoin is another one, which, that's not quite as far. But if you've when we're working with clients that have been on that for an extended period of time, their skin's very spongy. And so if we try to dermaplane that or we try to do something else, it's a lot more likelihood of causing some type of injury to the skin by doing that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you're very prone to a chemical burn.
Yes.
And
sun sensitive, you're going to be very sun sensitive.
Yeah.
But these products have their place.
Yes.
And so just make sure that when you go on these products, first of all, tretinoin and anything that's going to help with your pigment, 3 months. That is, Google the side effects first, but it's recommended to be on it for 3 months. If you're going to be on it for, years at a time, then your skin may not be able to rebound. So just make sure that it's corrective. It's to correct
put
problems.
That on your intake form.
Yes.
It is very important for me to know your medications you're on, any topical creams you're putting on, even if you think it's irrelevant, I need to know. Especially if anything holds any kind of retinol, so I can go look and see like what percentage it is, how much you've been and what you've been using.
Yeah.
Also, if you use retinol, please stop it 2 days before your facial. If you put it on the night, if you come in, I ask you when was last, and I see that you use a retinol cream or a tretinoin, any kind of retinol. When was the last time you used this? You say last night. We're gonna have to reschedule because the not benefits, but the what is the
side
word?
effects?
Yeah,
the risks are not outweighing the benefits.
That's what I'm trying to say. The risks are not outweighing the benefits, and some of the risk, if it do happen to you, I don't want to be the one that did that.
Well, and with your prescription made or medication, either or. Our acne clients, especially teens, really
I see
start
a lot of teens on track.
Yeah, start small. I would like to see them, try the facials first and the facial peels and try the at home, because a lot of the medication, there's so many side effects that it's just not worth these teenagers being on.
Yeah.
And then it makes, especially if you're an athlete, it can make their skin very easily irritated. And when you're out there getting hot and going through those types of motions, it can actually make it worse. And so if you're going to be on those medications, I have seen some great results with pigment. So you just need to pick and choose and get your timing out, and don't try to do them both at the same time, because you can do more harm than good.
I want to squash a myth here. Retinol is not exfoliating. Retinol, it increases your cellular turnover. It does not exfoliate. Acids like glycolic, lactic, mandelic, they're exfoliating. So if you like your tretinoin, especially for pigment, if you're using tretinoin, also we need to start doing something that actually exfoliates too. But that's a lot of my clients ask me, well, they put me on this because it's exfoliating my face. It doesn't exfoliate. What it does is it increases the cellular turnover, which makes the skin a little bit more thinner. And then you want to exfoliate that increased cellular turnover off. So that's a little myth. I have a lot of that question, and now I can send them to the podcast for the answer.
But don't go to the scrub. Don't go to a heavy scrub. Talk to your esthetician, and let's come up with a plan on what type of exfoliation that needs to be.
Nothing too abrasive.
Yeah. You're going to end up scarring and different things whenever your skin's so compromised.
All right, next question. I know Heather loves this one.
Oh, gosh.
I did Botox last year, but my skin still looks old and splotchy.
Yeah, I mean, I hear that too. People are like, oh, well, I can only afford to do it once a year, twice a year. And that's fine. I completely understand. It is expensive. I get it. The problem is it's temporary. So it is a neuromodulator that's going in, temporarily paralyzing the muscle so that it's not contracting, making the the wrinkles deep. You know, it's just relaxing that. And so that way you can't contract and cause those deep lines. It's something that you do have to, if you're wanting it gone. Now, if you're just wanting it for a special occasion, that's fine to do it once a year. But if you're wanting actual results to last, you have to do it regularly. And it also goes along with good skincare, and that includes regular facials and what products you're putting on your skin. It's
How
something.
often? On average, how often do they need to? Do you need to re-inject?
So Botox, any of the neuromodulators, now they're like Daxxify has been known to last a few weeks longer, but the typical neuromodulator is only going to last like 12 to 16 weeks. So you're talking 3 to 4 months. So
Which, I mean, that's not bad.
Yeah. I always
For some reason, I thought it was like 6 to 8 weeks.
It depends on what area of the face that you're putting in. Anything around the mouth area tends to wear off faster just because we're using it so much, eating, drinking, talking.
Well, like my mascara ones seem like they wear off pretty quick.
Well, so we're just like weakening that muscle. That's such a big, thick muscle. So eventually we'll get it weakened enough to where it'll be able to last you. As
all of our listeners know, I'm terrified of needles, but guess what? I started Botox in my mascara.
In her mascara, because she's a clencher and a
and it
and
actually
a
helps great. Like, it really does help.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it.
Also, this one is a good one. I want to spend $50 on Botox. Can we freeze just half my forehead? We all have heard this one.
Yes. We have all heard this one.
And that's another thing that people don't understand. They'll be like, okay, I only have $100 or $50. What can I do with that? And I'm like,
or I had a gift certificate for $50 and I want to spend it on Botox.
Yes. So I mean, it's unfortunate. I get it. It's expensive. I know this.
I mean, it's expensive for us
it's
to
expensive
get the
for
product.
us to buy it, you know? So, I mean, it's market value. It costs what it costs. I can't change that.
And we try to keep our prices as low
Absolutely.
as possible.
And I'm notorious for if my rep comes to me and he was like, listen, if you can purchase this amount of product, I can allow you this many coupons to then offset some of the costs for your clients. I do absolutely whatever I can do to help keep that cost and that price point down. But it is impossible to just go in and freeze a forehead for $100. It just is. I mean, you have to if you're just sprinkling it in
and
there.
If you're going to do it on one side, please do it on the other. Heather won't let you leave with just one side done.
But it's like, I mean, you can't just sprinkle it in there. You're just wasting money. It isn't going to do anything. And you've just wasted your money.
Yeah. And then you get mad at us because you didn't see what you wanted.
Any results.
And so we're all in like that vicious circle there.
So I will just tell them, I'm like, listen, if you're just maybe wanting to spend $60, we could do a lip flip. If you're just wanting to spend $100, maybe we can soften around the crow's feet area. If you're wanting full forehead and everything, save your money and let's just wait until
so it looks
and we can do it all at the same time and, you know, mentally break it down to a monthly cost. Maybe it doesn't seem like such a big
girl
hit.
Math.
Yeah, it's girl math. So it's like, okay, it's $400 or $500 or whatever it ends up being, however many areas you get. Well, break it down into a monthly cost. Since you're only having to do it every 3 or 4 months, then it doesn't seem as bad whenever you're.
I say same goes for our skincare. Everyone's like, I can't spend $150 on a moisturizer. But
it's going to last you.
Yeah, our products will last you a good 4 to 6, even 8 months on certain products.
Yeah.
And that's if you go to Ulta or Sephora, you're only getting 30-day supply. Yeah. So by the time you get finished with one of our bottles, you'll be going through 4 of the other bottles. And so in the end, we actually kind of save you a little bit of money.
And with the injectables, I tell people, everybody, I make sure they're on some type of skincare regimen or headed in that journey. Because, like I say, it's always like getting your hair done. You wouldn't just pay $250 to get your hair done and then go buy shampoo that costs $1.50. You know.
And here's the bulk of these questions. Here's the answer. We want you to see the results as bad as you want to see the results.
Right.
So whenever you come and you're like, oh, I don't want to do this or that, but we know it won't get you the results you want, then that's where we kind of tend to step back a little bit because, one, you're going to be mad. And we're going to be to blame. Like, in your mind, we're going to be to blame. Yeah. Even though we know, like, if we would have done this, it would have gotten you what you needed. Or if we go a little bit longer, we're almost there, you know. And so at the end of the day, we want your results as much as you want your results.
And I always tell people, we're not salespeople.
Yes.
I'm not looking to just take all your money and you get no result. Like, this is a journey, and it's the same thing with you guys. You're not recommending product that they don't actually need or could benefit them.
The bad thing is, in this industry, they've seen that. I have a couple that's like, the last place I went to, all they did was try to sell.
Yeah, and we are not like that. We really are not like that.
And that's also why I only take certain treatments now, because my whole goal in my career is to help people.
Right.
I want to help you get to where you want to be. And that's all I want to do. I'm not going to be like, oh, let's do this, this, and this, just so you buy.
Right.
I want you to get where you want to be.
And honestly, people are on 24,000 different things. They're not going to be consistent with it, so you're just wasting money. So,
okay. Well, I think did we have something we want to do with Erik real quick?
I'm just sitting here like a bump
I'm gonna leave that to Kristin. I
don't. This is what we do to Erik. Make him listen to everything that we have to say, and then he'll kind of accumulate all of it, and then he can repeat it back to you guys whenever you're calling in and asking those questions. Sometimes we hear him saying things, and we're like, no, stop. That's wrong.
What are some misconceptions you have with massages? I mean, have you had anyone come to you?
Well, with my type of massage that I do, it's not your typical massage. You're in there on the table with your clothes on, and we're just working the major muscle groups. We're trying to fix problems in the body.
And it is not relaxing.
It's not.
It's not relaxing.
I
not
love
at
it.
all.
I'm like, use your elbow, get in there with your heel, just get
and that's what I
there.
get a lot of is, most of my clients, they say, I don't want you just to rub oil on me.
No.
And it's nice when you get that, but that's only if you want to relax.
Yeah.
Most of my clients, they come to me because they actually have problems. And so I work on problem areas, and a lot of them, they think that the massage is going to instantly fix the problem. And it doesn't. It helps it helps it along, but all I'm really doing is encouraging the body to do what it's intended to do in the first place, and that's heal.
And it's not a one and done thing.
No. It takes multiple sessions. A lot of my clients have learned that. They come back week after week to get to a point where they feel better.
Yeah.
Now, when they leave, a lot of times they feel better, but it's not perfect. And that's what we're going for. We're trying to fix the problem. And you can't fix it in one time. You didn't get there overnight, unless it was an accident. And even then, now you got, an acute problem that's going to take some time to fix.
Yeah.
I think that's all that we got.
Yeah.
Is that all we got? We can have 4 or 5 shows on this, and it's for those of you that are saying this, you can ask us any question, and we will give you a outright answer. And a lot of times, Lena never holds anything back. She tells you exactly how it is, which is good, because sometimes we need to know.
And I find that the clients I have need to hear it, and I haven't had a bad reaction yet.
Well, I think most people, they want to hear the truth, whether it hurts them or not. They want the truth.
Yeah.
I think too many have gone other places that's like, oh, we can do this and get it done right now, and you're going to be 20 years younger. And it's like,
I'd much rather somebody tell me the truth right up front than to, tiptoe around.
Yes, this is going to help, but it's going to be a process.
It's going
to take a while. And especially if we're doing light stuff over like deeper stuff, it's going to take longer as compared to doing the more invasive stuff. That's going to take less time, but I mean, it's still going to take time. All of it is still going to take time.
It takes us a long time to get these wrinkles.
Yeah.
And so it's going to take some time for us to minimize them. Yeah. And so just plan on that journey. It's not going to happen in one appointment. And
I don't want
even
you to
if
be
we
unhappy.
go through a series of appointments, there's maintenance. And so we will do our best, and we will give you the best options that fit your budget. But please just let us know your budget so we know how to cater to it.
Yeah.
All right.
All
I
right.
think we're done.
Well, I think that's all we have for today. Thank you guys for sitting here with me. Thank you guys for listening. And we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.